Hello and welcome to my channel. It's Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and I'm going to play with some sprays again. I've got my sulfite paper. My word, why is that so hard? And I'm just going to spray stuff and play because that's what I feel like doing today. Let's see. That is scattered straw. Why not? I will do mix. I'm usually a color mixer. I like to mix things up. Some frayed burlap, sure, why not? Just gonna brown it out a little bit. Less yellow, but little highlights of yellow here and there. And then I'm gonna take this and wet it. I'll try it with wet and without wet and see what happens. I think part of the reason I'm making second video today is I mean, it won't come out the same day, is because I'm procrastinating because I still have that order I need to put out. Okay, that is very messy, but it's got some lines here. I lost the leaves, but there's still some interest there, which I like. Let's see, is there anything else we can pick up from there before we move the stencil? Phew, that's kind of fun. Just kind of layer things up a little bit. And that is interesting. Alright. I'm going to leave those to dry and then see what else I might want to do with them. And grab some more of this paper and some more of the music paper, she says. Alright, this is some floral tape thing, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm going to try going through it. Frayed burlap, sure, why not? It won't stay flat though, so there's that. Got a little spider web effect. Alright, I'm going to set that to the side. And that's just a layer. This could even be something that I can use as an overlay, so if I scan it or take a picture of it and then remove the background, then I can use that as a layer on top of stuff and digital things, which I kind of learned how to do from, oh my god, Trish Dewey, I think, is where I was like, oh, I can do that. I mean, I knew I could do it, but when she showed how to, to do it, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's also cool. That would have been good as a top layer, but I'm starting with white paper, so at the bottom layers. What's up? What up? What else? Let's go ahead and do another one like this. Oh, Lost Shadow. I want to play with Lost Shadow. And my picket fence looks all weird. Looks watery. Weird. Weathered wood, which is an oxide. This one's an oxide. And this is the distress spray of the weathered wood, which is more blue and also almost gone. The pumice stone oxide. I'm not going to wet it this time. Just taking a piece of paper, smoothing it across there gently, firmly but gently. And I'm like, where'd the pink come from? There was probably ink on here already. So we have that of interest. And I was using some music paper too, wasn't I? Oops, getting some layers of stuff. What shows. Who knows? Just little starbursts happening here and there. And then this can go over there. Also, if I don't use the stencils, I could just kind of spray it. Alright, I want to brayer a little bit of paint onto here too. So I'm just going to take a little gel plate as a palette, which is covered in black, which just means that this white is probably going to turn gray, but that's okay. it kind of will just push the music into the background a little bit to make it more background when I want it to be more background. I'm gonna let that dry for a minute. I'm gonna brayer some more. I could use gesso, but I'm just using white paint because it's what's here. So, you know, when I say things, when I use gesso and I'm like, well, you could use white paint, or people ask, can I just use white paint? Yes, you can. And the difference just is that the gesso is usually less opaque and a little more chalky, a little less plasticky than the white acrylic paint. But that's kind of cool. I like that. All right, let's do some more. Oh, here. Whoops, I'm just gonna drop things up there now. That's fun. So this one's gesso. I'll show you. Where's my new gesso? I know I just bought some new, like, I don't even remember the brand, but I know I just bought some new gesso to try. Oh yeah, I got some other stuff. Oh, it's right up there. Let's try it. It's right in front of my face. Liquitex Basics. Which the other one I have, I think it's also Liquitex Basics. It's just in a bigger container. And is getting gloopy because it's like 5 years old. And this one's, I just bought it. So you don't really need a huge thing of it. I mean, it took me 4 years to use it. So what's that tell you? And, you know, started to kind of go bad before I was able to use it all. So you probably don't need anything bigger than 8 to 16 ounces, depending on how often you use it. And I can't really do anything scientific as far as showing you the difference between gesso and acrylic paint, because, you know, I'm not going to be able to spread it on the same way with each one. So, but I will attempt. So that was gesso, mostly. Might have had a little bit of acrylic paint in it. And this will be the acrylic paint. Try to go over it as much as I did. Sometimes the paper wants to get stuck up in the brayer. I'm trying not to use more than what I used with the gesso, but I can't really tell. Like I said, I can't really do it scientifically. So this is the acrylic paint, and this is the gesso. Do you see how you can see through the gesso more than you can see through the white acrylic? So that's what I mean by the white acrylic paint is more opaque than the gesso. And once it's dry, I'll be able to touch it and feel it and be like, this is a little more plasticky, this is a little bit more chalky. But both are good. Both work. One's not worse or better than the other. They're all good in the neighborhood. Oh. Whew, that scared me. Why don't I just go ahead and do some file folders too, because I want to make some ephemera holders, because I know I sell the journals are like naked journals or unembellished journals. They got like a pocket here or there and a couple tags in them maybe. So what I usually will do is, I actually want paint. I will add some ephemera along with it as a thank you. And since I do have the order to put together, that's one of the things I wanted to get done today. But I feel a little all over the place with, okay, I started by inking things and now I'm doing file folders, but this is just a day in the life of me. Let's see, some of this top part will show here. I haven't inked one yet, so I think inking it will be fun. And also, I'll probably want to use a little bit of peacock feathers on it, since that is the, right, those all need to dry. Alright, I'm going to do some white, brayer off some white paint on a bunch of papers and be right back. I don't know if I want to do this next or not. Oh, and if you're wondering if using a bigger brayer and a bigger plate makes things go faster, yes, it does. It makes things go much faster. But I'm using the smaller brayer this time because I don't want big lines of the blue. I just want a little bit here and there. Well, that one maybe we will do all over. I don't know. There's a line in my paper here. It's kind of messing my thing up. So if I don't want that line, what I can do is bring my gel plate over to just set my paper on. Some of these are dry, and in between I can just kind of pick up from the gel plate just to get marks and some bits of whatever I might want. Let's see. Still don't know for sure if this is what I want. I do have smaller brayers that I could try. How much smaller? Quite a bit smaller, to be honest. Let's try this one, which is it 1.5 inches? It might be 1.5 inches. I just kind of want to, some lines, basically, I guess. But I want them a little bit more not perfect. Does that make sense? So I think what I really want is just to kind of maybe like that more. Also got way more lines. Oh, you know what I probably really want is the gauze. There's a stencil from PM Artist Studio called Gauze, which I think is perfect for this kind of lines that I really want. Let me grab it real quick. So let me grab it. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the bigger brayer on the really big plate. And put the gauze down. I don't know which gauze this is. There's like a few different styles, you know, and get down in between the pieces with one paper and get down under with the other, and then turn this over so the wet part's on the top and lay that down so that we can get that flop off. So nope, there was nothing left on there. Hey, hope springs eternal. But we got that, which I think is really cool. Oh, I don't know if I want to do anything else. Oh, I want to do that. No, I have the red. Which red did I use? I think I used a little bit of magenta in the journal that I sold that I want to kind of make a whatchamacallit for. I'm going to add a little bit of permanent dark violet and a little bit of the red iron oxide to the magenta to try to get, I don't know, I can't remember what red I used in it. Oh, that's a lot. But, you know, it'll still be interesting. It'll be kind of fun. The ephemera holder kind of, sort of matches the, or at least coordinates. It doesn't have to match perfectly, but if it can coordinate a little bit with the, this is a different stencil than I used before. I think this one's an 8x10. Alright, so, let me think about this for a second. Let's hope I can get some of that to come through in the front, and then on the middle part, pull this up and grab the rest of it. And then, you know, she could even take this whole back piece apart and reuse that. So this is going to get cut off, and I'm just kind of getting all my bits there. So that will show in the end whenever I get this put together, no matter how, you know, whether I do it sideways or upside right. And it will be, I'll cut it shorter than this too. It'll work, don't worry. It's going to work fine. Let's see. Oh, I could also go ahead and just kind of pick some of this up kissing the plate. We're just like making out with the plate at this point. It's a little bit on the dark side. That's okay. I'm going to add a little bit more white again. Adding some white back in. Oh, or yellow ochre. Maybe. This is not necessarily the yellow ochre I'd want to use because it's more transparent, but... And I don't want it everywhere. Oh, this actually is working nicely. It's fine. Just get some of that in there. I love yellow ochre. Alright, I'm good. We got some of that top bit covered. One of the things I wanted to do. See, this part in here I think is great. This part out here, I definitely use some more. Also, I think I want to use some, I'm using inks on everything. Probably on this too, but I want to bring back in some white again. Where's my smaller brayer? Not my tiny brayer, just my regular 4-inch. Because they're never actually 4-inch brayers. They're just kind of, whoops, that was a little bit more white than I probably really, looking more gray too than white. Alright, I'm getting layers. It's layers. It's all about the layers. How about here? I know, she's watching. She's like, no, I like it the way it is. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Anytime I do things and people are like, no, it usually... Well, sometimes it ends up okay, and sometimes they're like mad at me for a while. It's okay. I can handle all the things. Alright, so now I'm going to take these and I'm going to start spraying. I want to play with sprays. Not that spray. Frayed burlap. It is frayed burlap. I'm not the one that messes that up. I mean, I potentially could totally mess that up. Alright, and I don't know if you could tell, but the file folder takes the ink differently than the paint. Kind of like if I had used gesso, the same thing. The file folder takes it differently. This is vintage photo of the oxide variety. Okay, a little orangey. Walnut stain of the oxide variety. A little less orangey. Also, I gotta remember to do the inside. Anybody remember the things I did? I don't. We'll just spray some stuff and hope for the best. They don't have to match perfectly. Oh, frayed burlap oxide, not oxide, distress. And I did sprayer paint on the inside of the file folder and the outside. So, and if I like some of these really good, then I'll like use those as backgrounds too. And that will be the irony that I did that whole gel plate video wanting to get backgrounds, and then, you know, potentially what I'm gonna really love are gonna be like these just spraying things. Where's my lost shadow? Weathered wood. I had a lost shadow. It's a brand new one, so it should be cleaner than some of these. Maybe that's what's making it hard. Oh, here it is. No, that's frayed burlap again. Oh, lost shadow. It was turned around. Couldn't see it when I was turned around. Tried to pull it. Oh, and this is old paper, which is a little green. And, yeah, see, and the spray's weird. Because, you know, why not? And my picket fence, which the sprayer stopped working some time ago. But it does interesting things when it mixes with some of the other colors, especially when they're wet. You know, what's this? Lost Shadow, already did that one. Weathered Wood Spray Stain, a little bit, that's kind of blue. The Weathered Wood Oxide is a little bit different, more gray than blue. The Pumice Stone Oxide is a, you know, it's just adding different layers and whatnot. And I could even just come on and take this and see what I can pick up from there. So you can sort of see some of the inks are sitting on the paint, some go down into the paper, and it definitely takes on paper way different than it does on paint. Let me do one just with the paper without any of the paint. which is why the resist works when you do a resist. I'll have to link that down below, won't I? So otherwise you're going to be like, what are you talking about? Oh, I can do one here real quick, huh? Blush shadow. Oh, just sprayed it on myself. Did you see that? Did you? I just totally sprayed it on myself. Oh, that's interesting. So we're getting some of those little droplet bits. So this is with the white paint, and this is without. So sometimes with inking I prefer without, sometimes I like it with. It depends. Totally depends. Oh, let's try the inside of this frayed burlap. Oh, and what if we spray first, and then it moves differently. Lost shadow. Weathered wood. And I'm not going to smush that one. You get a different look if you smush on it, so I'm just going to do this now. Spray it again like I did the middle. And some frayed burlap. Some lost shadow. Spray it on the paper, not on yourself. And some weathered wood oxide. Why did I don't know. And just gonna put those to the side to dry. Oh, let me just grab a piece of paper real quick. I should work with this. Alright, so when I talk about doing a resist, here's what I'm talking about. So say that I put a stencil on, and then I put some paint or gesso or whatever on that. It can be white, it can be a color, it doesn't really matter. It's just acrylic paint and gesso are going to act as resists. And then pull that up. Pick it up with some paper, and then you let it dry. So that'll have to dry for a minute. And I'm like, what if I don't let it dry? So this is the side I'm letting that dry. I'm just gonna put this up over here, see what happens. Because I'm all about the see what happens business. Oh, just got a big puddle. I'm still letting that dry, because if I don't let it dry, it's not gonna work right, I don't think. I could even spray on the plate if we wanted to. Oops, spray on the plate, not on yourself. And apparently all over creation. Because that's what I do. This is vintage photo oxide. It's a little orangey. Pumice stone again. What's this? Ground espresso, a little bit darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. And this one just has the regular paint over there. That is a big muddy mess, or maybe it's not, I don't know. I'm going to take this one had paint on it, or not had, this one did not have paint on it, and just kind of get another layer on there. A lot of oxides in there, which are more opaque. Let's go ahead, and this one that's all messy, let's just kind of smush it on there. Because why not? Because we can, you know. Go that way, go this way, get it all over everywhere. It just adds a layer. And all the layers add interest. Alright, this should be fairly dry, hopefully. Let's do the weathered. It's almost gone, so I bought a new one. So the paint that I did there through the stencil is now resisting the ink, So the rest of the ink is going down into the paper, but you can see the design because the paint acts as a resist. So that's what I was talking about when I say a resist. Ooh, that's cool. That's, oh, I think I must have just touched the paint over here. Oh, let's do that again. Happy accidents. Yep, like that. Can we get that to be more? No, it's not dendritic anymore. So it had like these little lines, which is what made it interesting when I was picking up there. Alright, let's just play some more. What about, what's this one? Chronicle? Ooh, alcohol. Alcohol, let's do it on here first. Spread it out a little bit. Pick it up real fast before it dries, potentially, hopefully. Not a lot showing, but see, if I had done it like this, I wouldn't have time to move it about, well, a little bit more time because it's on acrylic. Oh crap. It's on acrylic paint, so that gives you a less porous surface. So you have a little bit more time to play, to get it all grungy and dirty. Where's the other, I don't know, what's this? Black soot. So, oh, hold on. I'm holding it up high. I'm just trying to get little bits. I don't want to cover the whole thing. And then set that aside to dry. Oh. Here's the ones that I added the stencil to. Didn't I have some Uncharted Mariner here too? What's this? Oh, this is the smudge. The smudge is what I was wanting to try too. Move it around. I'm gonna brayer it out. I think I like it better when I do it on here first. It gives me a little bit more randomness. Half a bottle of, I don't know, maybe I don't want to use a half a bottle, but especially when it's, you know, just one layer among many. What's this? This is weathered wood again. Was weathered wood. It's almost gone. Okay, so let's just pour it out on there. That's what you do when your inks are almost gone. You don't add water, you just pour them out and you buy more. They do not have, I don't think they have like re-inkers for refills for the bottles of spray stains. Just add a little blue in the background. What is this? That's Lost Shadow. Spray a little Lost Shadow on there. Getting lost in the shadow of it all. Spray a little ground espresso on there, which has a really wide spray for some reason. And what about water? We could add water. Water would be nice. I mean, we could if I hadn't put it right here and tipped it over, and that'll just make it spread. I don't really want to smush another paper on top of there because that's going to change the whole feel of it. Do this one again. Let's try some smudge and some Lost Shadow. So we'll do a little smudge. Smudge it around. Be faster. It dries really fast. You don't have a lot of time. I'm not worried about the bottom part because it's going to get covered up anyway. A little smudge on the inside too. Oh, my shoulder's really starting to hurt. That is the only problem with the gel plate in the brayering is the paint. Oh yeah, that's the right side. Just got some on the back. So it's nice and grungy. Picked up some other stuff. You gotta be careful with drips though. You end up with shapes you don't necessarily want. Some people might, Eddie, but I don't necessarily want those shapes. water. Spread it out. Go really lightly, or you're just kind of moving it around, which you are, but alright, let's see. You know what? Let's do some, I never know what I'm going to do. I'm just all over the place. A little bit of yellow ochre. It's going to green out probably because the sprayer has some blue on it, I think. Just layers. I like layers and I cannot lie. There we go. Do you want to add yellow ochre to anything else? Just I don't know, can we? Let's just put a little bit on there. Might be able to get. Let's see. I do not like when my fingerprints get on there though. Alright, don't use your fingers if you don't want fingerprints to show when you kiss the plate. Did that smush it out a little bit? A little bit. Let's see. What do we have? A couple of different things happening. Just coming in on the edges. And a little bit here and there. I haven't even like used a palette knife or anything yet. That's one of my favorite things to use. Be done. I want to keep playing. I think my chair's too low. I think that's my problem. Ooh, that might help. Oh, try that. We'll try up in the chair. Alright, little quinacridone nickel azo gold, because why not? I'll add that onto here. I mean, go, that's good there. What about this? Do we want some? I guess we're getting some. Don't know if we want some, but we're getting some now. Just little bits of rusty orange here and there. The tiniest bit there. That's whatever I can get. Sticky plate, sticky plate, sticky plate. What are you doing here? Alright, ooh, got a little red in there too. Nice. See, these could end up being, you never know when they could always end up just being fall pumice stone, fall leaves in the end with my Obsession Lost Shadow. What is this? Frayed burlap. Oh, I haven't used any twigs. I had the twigs in here. I know I did. I pulled it out. I know I did. Oh, and the aged mahogany. I did find it. I thought I had ordered it, but then for some reason it had disappeared. You know. The only problem with using something like aged mahogany is it could end up looking like a bloody mess. But I bought it anyway because I was just like, you know what? I don't care. If it ends up looking like a bloody mess, it ends up looking like a bloody mess. Low pound espresso. And set that aside to dry. So I have gone from wanting neutrals to just all over the place, haven't I? Alright, this has a little bit of spray on it. Lost Shadow, why not? And, whoops. What is this one? Weathered wood. It's the oxide. This is what happens if you spray right in front of your sprays. I mean, you could use a box. You could put your sprays to the side and not have it be quite so, you know, everywhere. But, you know, I'm having fun. That's the important, right? Some picket fence. Just kind of drop it in there. It'll do its weird little thing. And yeah, it's just fun stuff. You could add layers of paint, layers of ink, add stencils, add whatever, stamping. I'm just going to set that to the side to dry, and we'll see what happens with those bits. I'm putting it on my right side, which means I will forget that's where I put it. Alright, we have some, oh, that's the weathered wood, right? Did I bring faded jeans over here? Black soot, scattered straw. Did I bring honey over here? Oh, you know what, let's just let's just clean off these bottles a little bit, maybe, on here. Why not? Just get some of that ink that is all over the, well, it wouldn't be on that one, would it? Because that's the one that is doing all of the, my word, it's crazy. It's crazy the amount of ink that just sprays on everything. I think something's on there. I don't know what. What else? Let's see, we're blues and yellows. Let's keep it to the blues and yellows. And browns. I mean, brown's fine too. How now, brown cow? What is that? That's the weathered wood, which I think is what's on there. That's a lot of weathered wood. Ooh, there's a lot of spray stuff. Overspray. Lots of overspray. Just spraying some water just to dilute a little bit. Spread it out a little bit. Just tap it down. Really what I want to happen is for some of it to come off of this and onto the plate so then I can pick it up. Whatever's still wet on here, I want to drop down onto the plate and then I pick it up with whatever's over. Oops, wrong side, but that's alright. Alright, so, you know, so it'll be, that will show, this will show, and some of this will show. Oh, what do I mean? What do I mean? Do I want some ink on this one? I want something. Did I already do some? Yes, I did some yellow. I did some white. Vintage photo oxide. No, I don't want the oxide. You can go over there now. Oxide, I don't want an oxide. I don't really want a lot of shadow right this minute. You can go get put away. Oh, how about, no, not old paper. No, old paper can, antique linen is what I'm looking for. Also, we'll take some of these bottles and get some of this brown. That's the straw. I know I brought antique linen over here. I also brought faded jeans over here, which we get on one of the other ones. Old paper. Do not pull out old paper again, lady. You do not want old paper. What is this? Antique linen. That's what I wanted. Just gonna roll that. You can do that. You can spray and then roll. Spray and bray. Why not? Takes away some of the extra white. Ages it a little bit, I guess. Makes it more antique-y looking with that antique linen. Alright. I'm maybe a little bit of frayed burlap. Not everywhere. Just a couple of places and sprayer it. Just kind of give it a little grunge here and there. Oops. Where else do I want it to be a little bit more darker and browner? Maybe there. Alright, there we go. I think this one, oh, I need something here. And a little bit of walnut. Sure, why not? Spraying it from very high up. And I'm just going to let it soak in. And I'm hoping I'm not getting it on my camera. Okay, just let it soak in and dry over here somewhere. Ooh, I forget. I like red and black. Let's do some of that. We got, well, aged mahogany. And some black soot. And spray it with water. And then we have this one we did at the very beginning. Let's just go ahead and just smoosh that up. See what happens. Now, what was behind there probably will never show again. It's okay. We're okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let's do this a little bit. Alright. Mostly because I want to wet this down and get some of it off. Have it be a little less thick. Maybe. And then so you can still see some of the lines in the background. Not a ton, but some. And this one had the stencil, so you can definitely see everything that's happening back there. We get the blue and the burgundy, which is now more burgundy. Let's see. I'm going to leave that one so I can scan it, take a picture of it, whatever. Is this dry enough to like show you what I mean? Well, or the ephemera holders will have. Go watch Gail. She's got some ephemera. Gail Augustinelli. She has some ephemera holders that she has done. But I'll probably cut about 3 inches off the top and then place that down at the bottom for a pocket, and then have the 3 pockets, and then cut it to the width, you know, so it'll fit in an 9 by 12 envelope without getting stuck. You know what I mean? I don't even know if it's going to show in the end, but just grab some of that over there. Alright, my hands, I had fun, can you tell? But I used ink, and I did not use the, I did get the liquid gloves, and I used black ink, and I did not use the liquid gloves. I bought it, forgot to use it, so that's going to be. Alright, so there's the inside of that one, still wet, it'll dry. And there's that one. It will dry lighter, supposedly, and then I can also, like, come in and add drops, which will then fall away. Oh, I wonder. Sorry, I just found this. So we'll get some mottling. M-O-T-T-L-I-N-G from the lifting of the ink with the water, which is kind of fun. Cool look. And then I also kind of want to take this, spray it with water, and see if I can get that texture to lift. You know what I'm saying? Time will tell. I don't know. I think some of it is. And then the other side, well, I really kind of, I don't know, let's try, do we have any other inky bits? Inky dinky doo. I said I was done with this one, didn't I? But I'm not. I lied. This is walnut stain. Let's try it. If you think you have too much, you could always take some off. Did I get any of that? No, but I did get it on there, a little bit of it. A little bit of that texture from that, from this. You don't have to do it straight. Who says that? Ooh, we haven't done bubble wrap on any of this. What are we doing on to, anyway, I can always add bubble wrap bits. These are all wet still. Let me dry them real quick. Do remember when you're drying things to move your gel plate. It's okay, everything's fine, but you know, it was a close call there. I think I want to spray through a stencil here. What is that? Faded Jeans. And set that aside to dry. I think this is the one that did not have paint on it, so it goes down into the paper better. Paper better. Goes down into the paper better. Just going to spray that with some water so that the ink will spread a little bit more. And kind of press it down there. Get blue everywhere. That will take a minute to dry. Oh, I'll be right back. Alright, that's mostly dry. I think I want to kind of come in with, see if there's any left on there. I don't know why. I'm using a napkin now and I already got stuff all over my hands, but you know, weird. I know. A little odd. Not much. Kind of want much. Let's see. I think this would be a good pattern on here with the lines. Let's go through it this time. And I think the Faded Jeans would also be a good color. So let that dry, or dry it, one or the other. And maybe come in with this. Yeah. I mean, it's not a solid anything. Spray it with water, reactivate the ink on there a little bit more, bring it in here. It's not super strong, but you know, it's there a little bit. Alright, I'm going to dry some more stuff. I want to do one more layer on some of these. I want to use my embroidery thingamabob here and add some sprays to some of these, not all of them. But some of them could use a little something. And this is just something that I like to do. Let's go ahead and do some pumice stone maybe. So spray it on there, add water, don't add water. I don't think it really matters. And then you get that design from the thing. The more you spray, the more you get. Let's say also darker spray, you get more too probably. What's this one? Walnut stain. Doesn't even have to all be the same color. Frayed burlap. Add in the... So this one, I don't have anything except for I buried some blue on there, I guess. Now if I added water, it would spread differently. But it didn't. And it'll still kind of, with water, do that even more so. That kind of moving together. But that was more because I had a lot on there. Let's just go ahead and spray with water. This one just had like a little bit of the flowers underneath the white acrylic paint, I think. So, and because I'm spraying sporadically, I'm not getting full coverage, then it kind of gets heavier in some places and not in other places, and that's something that I like. And then we can go ahead, since I did it on a gel plate this time, usually I do it on like paper and I end up with a big mess. I'll take this one and pick most of that up. Yeah, I just got smushed. All it did was get smushed. Let's see, will we get any transfer from that side? Oh, no, this was the wet side. Come to find out. Oh, where's the wet side? No, both sides are wet. Don't know which one has the ink and which one has... It's just wet. It's just totally wet. Alright, but you know, a little bit of that here and there is kind of nice. It's just a little hint of that. So here's what we ended up doing today. That had, what, had some ink, then added some gesso, and then a little bit more ink. can add more layers. It's all good. That's just some browns and blues. Definitely can add more. Oh, more blue and brown. Blue and I guess a little bit of brown in there. Brown and white and tan. That's what I was originally going for, right? So a file folder, which will become an ephemera folder in the end. And then this, use the gauze on that one. Can't see the magnolia shadows anymore, but still it'd be an interesting background to have a focal point in there somewhere. We have the wallflowers. And this one is just smushed, and then a little bit of the black soot sprayed on there that I let dry. It kind of looks more gray once it dries. A little bit of brown in there too. And then this one, which I could totally do some fall leaves on that, couldn't I? And then this one, which will hopefully be the ephemera holder for the journal that'll go out. Won't go out till at least tomorrow, because I still gotta make the ephemera folder and fill it with some ephemera, because that's fun. And this is also one of my stencils. I had it, mine was cut off, so this there's more to it than this. There's like little leaves or whatever they are on the end. And then there's that, just showing how the resist works. And there's that. And this one. So this one I did get, I don't know if you can see the texture in there from that florist stuff. You got some, mostly brayering on this one. A little bit of inks in the background, but that's mostly brayering. This one's the paint and the ink and all the things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you had fun just watching me play. And I know, you know, those of you, you guys have my back. So I know you're just happy that I'm back in the studio. And I hope you guys have a delightful day. There's the last one, which I think was like one of the first ones. Dries really cool. Love you guys.